This is a new one for me, folks. Hope I got that right.
Can Cindy hear us? Cindy, can you hear us? Thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for meeting with us. And unfortunately, we're here to say that we have concerns about your performance and that we feel like we've lost confidence in you. We'd like to have Sue kind of summarize some specifics for you.
I think, Lisa, and I'm mostly speaking for myself, but others can weigh in as they want. But I think that for my part, I'm not seeing the level and the quality of management and leadership and organization and execution that I'd expected and hoped for. I feel sometimes the table is not well set for our decisions with abundant information, kind of pros and cons, and deliberation and decision making. And I think, though, probably what is almost more compelling for me at this moment is that I think we have a real lack of responsiveness. I'm hearing from multiple corners of the community that they are not hearing back from you on phone calls and emails, and that's internal and external, quite frankly. And I think that is at least what I'm hearing. And I think that is delaying people in their projects and their productivity and their business before town. And I also think it causes them to feel, I know it wouldn't be the intention, but it's causing them to feel disrespected and ignored. And I think that is a really serious issue that actually preceded some of the staff transitions and departures. I mean, so I don't think I'm sure it's worse as a result of that, but I think it's been going on for quite a while. So, I mean, and you're welcome to respond and if you wish.
So yesterday I was at a Safety Housing Authority meeting for training. And one of the first things that Michael Hannigan, who taught that class, said was that expectations are premeditated resentment. And the reason I bring this up is because, you know, I came into a situation where we had Philip, and he's amazing, you know, right? He's, and I've had many people ask me, you know, how do you feel you're doing, you know, and how do you feel taking over for someone that's still in the organization? And I've always said, and I truly 100% believe it. I mean, Philip, you're on. I enjoy having Philip still within the organization to tap into. And I feel like, you know, very privileged that he's still a part of the town as the treasurer. But I've never really thought about it from the other employees' standpoints. And I guess, you know, yesterday it was very timely that this was something Michael Hannigan started his whole training off with. Because as I thought about that, I thought, you know, I guess there's probably some people, I had already been told by Libby that I would be here tonight. And I thought, I guess there are probably some people within the organization that have premeditated expectations. They have expectations already set. And what that means basically is that when you have expectations already set for you, it almost makes it toxic for you to start at ground zero and build a relationship. I'm a very different manager than Philip is. Philip, you know, had his own style. I have my own style. I try and think out of the box, and I'm very big into quality improvement. If I see something that I think isn't working, I try and make it better. And sometimes it's a resounding flop, but sometimes it actually works. And You know, so in my management style, I try and be a little bit gutsy. Because I think that I don't want to live my life based on sitting in a box. I want to make things happen and be creative and really make a difference in this field. And I waited a long time to come here and do this. I would be lying if I said I was disappointed to hear that. I do feel like it's a very difficult position to be put in, not just because of Philip still being with the town, but there have been some hiring situations that were left over that were kind of residual. I've tried to clean them up. I think there's been some resentment there. And I feel like you don't understand the sacrifice I've made to be here. I've made a lot of sacrifices to be here. I'm dipping into my savings myself to be here. I have a house 70 miles east of here, and the monthly mortgage is about a quarter of what I pay for a house here. I put everything I had into buying a house here and to moving here so that I could be your town administrator, because I wanted to make a difference and I wanted to do what I had always dreamed to do. And I guess if there are people that feel I'm not meeting the expectation, then you have some difficult decisions to make. I also have some difficult decisions to make. I can tell you my cost of living would be a hell of a lot less if I were 70 miles east in a home that I own right now. And I'd just give my renters notice and I'd move back, and I could probably get a job pretty easily in the Springs, or maybe even Woodland Park. But that's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in BB, and I wanted to be your town administrator. I think it's completely unfair, if we're on the topic of expectations, that right now I would be criticized for lack of responsiveness after getting a 6-month evaluation not even 2 months ago, where I was told largely, and I have the comments here with me in the folder, that I was doing pretty good and things were looking good. I got told, the one thing I got told in those comments that I took away was that I needed to spend more time with staff. I've done that. I've increased my meetings. I have one-on-one meetings with every single person, even the fire chief. I have an open time slot where I try and be available to people. I've been trying to go down into the layers underneath other departments and get to know people. And this is a very intense job, being a director of development or planning director. I know this because I was a director for development and I handled it all. It's a large job in and of itself. And when I started at Hastings, I was the director of building department as well. And I was the only planner for a year. So I was also city planner. And I can tell you, I was up late nights. You know, I was working weekends, and I'm doing that. I'm doing that, and I'm checking my emails, and I'm doing what I need to do. And I'm responding as quickly as I can. But I can't be, it's like a mission impossible. It feels like a mission impossible. And it feels like my best isn't good enough. And it's, you know, no wonder a lot of people don't do this work anymore. I went into public administration, you know, in the 90s. That's what I decided I wanted to do. I went to school to do that because it felt like it was very rewarding to give back and to help people. And when I worked for the city of Woodland Park, it felt that way. And it's gotten a little bit less each year. And now I'm to the point where I'm just kind of going, man, I started this whole road out to help to do what I thought was going to make a difference. And here I sit tonight.
Lisa, if I could just follow up on a couple of things here. You know, the part about expectations being premeditated resentment. You might recall I was on the search committee, and I was really basing what I was thinking was possible based on what you shared in your excellent interviews. And then I would also say that as far as your review goes, I did share much of what I just said in that. And I think that the comments get aggregated and back to you. And I'm sorry if that didn't come through, but I was sharing them in hopes of a sort of mid-course correction. So.
I'm available to any of you at any moment in time. You can come talk to me. I tell my direct reports when I've got an issue with them. I sit down with them and I try and obviously be tactful and be open-minded, because I think that everyone's got strengths and everyone's got weaknesses, and we try and build up the strengths and we accept the weaknesses and we work on those too, but there are other people that can help us, right? And so that's kind of the way I've always approached it. And I feel like, I don't know that I was given the same opportunity. But you're going to make whatever decision you're going to make. And if you want to find someone else that's willing to do the TA position that maybe can do it better, I accept that. It's part of life. As I said, I mean, I've got a backup plan because I know how this road is. City management is largely popular, so it's always good to have an exit plan.
Cindy, do you have?
I didn't know she sings.
No.
Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it's nothing like this is easy for anyone in this room. And it's at the end of the day, we're elected and we sit here to do what's best for town. And sometimes that comes with hard choices and hard decisions. And, if we don't feel the town administrator is carrying out the direction of the board that we're given the responsibility to be on this board with inadequately performing and representing us as the town, then that's why we're here having this conversation.
You have this hard job. I'm aware.
I don't have anything to add. I echo some of those statements, but I'm not here to pile anything on. And I do appreciate everything you're doing, but yeah, there are some of those concerns, and it's not easy. I can appreciate that. Like Devin said, it is quite hard to also be in this position, and we need to do the things we need to do for the town and make sure priorities that are near and dear, like the comp plan and water, are top of the mind and coming through as often as possible. So.
And I think what we spoke about in previous sessions, we understand all the sacrifices you did make. Nothing will make you whole or make this easy by any means, but I think making a motion, what we wanted to offer was a severance package of 4 months of pay and covering the cost of COBRA. And so what we discussed previously, and so I'd like to, what I'm asking is make a motion to make that offer. All right.
Well, I guess ultimately, it's up to you if you wanna, if that's gonna be accompanying, you know, basically termination of the employment relationship. It wouldn't be an offer, it would just be what you're basically doing. So, I mean, it's up to the board. So I mean, it's up to you. What I'm hearing is that you're maybe making a motion to terminate the employment relationship and accompanying that motion, and that would be basically 4 months of severance and 4 months of equivalent COBRA payments,
Correct. So,
which is more than the contract requires.
so make a motion to terminate a contract and relationship along with the 4 months pay and 4 months COBRA.
Second.
So that's Hilton Hinga and Lucrezi. Let's have a roll call vote on that, please.
Trustee Cobb,
Yes.
trustee Hilton,
Yes.
trustee Lucrezi,
Yes.
trustee Rowe,
Yes.
and trustee Swisher.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you.
Lisa, I'm sorry we're in this moment, but I wish you the best.
Thank you.
We need a motion to end the meeting.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to end the meeting.
there's a
Second.
motion. Okay, so we have Rowe and Hilton Hinga, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't vote. I get to vote.
Oh. Thanks.
We get a
Sorry. Hard and horrible.
Thing.
All right, we're gonna try to close this out.
Good night, Cindy. Oh, good night,
Thank you.
Cindy.
Good night,
Thank you.
Cindy. Thank you.
Good night.